Good evening. Hope this finds you doing well. Tonight I'm going to jump right in. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the financial world in terms of mortgages, lending, all of that good stuff. As I talked about last week, some differences, some changes were going into place with regards to FHA and some jumbo financing. Um, Earlier in the week, I also talked a little bit about some of the assistance that the Federal Housing Finance Agency was putting into place to really help consumers that were struggling due to corona-related events. Those two directives, most specifically, first and foremost, they put in a moratorium that basically stated that evictions and foreclosures couldn't proceed at this point in time. So they were pretty much putting kind of a safeguard on that to keep people in the houses, which is obviously important. In addition to that, and probably a little bit more relevant, they were also working with the mortgage servicers to put in either a forbearance or a deferment or reduce payments for people that were struggling to be able to make the payments due to coronavirus. In my mind, that was an excellent piece, an excellent way to go about it, because as I've said, people have a lot of equity in their homes right now. So if you can keep them in their homes, give them the ability to not get too far behind on things, that's a really important piece for our real estate markets and more importantly for our economy. So all of that happened and is moving into place. On that note, just to kind of sidetrack a little bit, if you need some sort of assistance with regards to your mortgage, if you're looking to get information from regarding a deferment or a forbearance or a reduced payment, you'll want to reach out to the mortgage servicer. If you want to reach out to your specific lender first, if you've got a great lender, I would absolutely reach out to them and ask them for a little bit of assistance first. If not, you can reach out to the mortgage servicer. They're going to be the people that are able to help you most directly. If you have questions on that, just let me know. I'm happy to help. Anyways, back to it. So these were all great things. These were putting things in the right direction. The question mark, the problem that is kind of rearing its ugly head right now, and this was actually part of the original stimulus plan that got cut, was just because we are finding ways to keep people from having to make their mortgage payments. The issue is that those mortgage servicers still have investors that they have to be making the payments to. And that's where the question mark comes, is if they're not getting the money that they need to be getting, then all of a sudden they're not off the hook for making those payments. Now, as I just mentioned, this was part of the original stimulus package, trying to plug this hole as well to make sure everyone was getting the same ability to be able to weather this storm. But that part did get cut. Now, the good news is since it got cut, it's already been in discussion and it's not like this is just being determined and just realized that this was an issue. This is something that they knew was going to be a bit of an issue. Now it is a little bit of an issue and they're working to resolve it. So that's the good news. The good news is that there is a lot of hands on deck on pushing this forward. Some of the major components of this had said that they hope to have resolution to this within a couple of weeks. It's being made a priority because obviously everyone understands the importance of this. Now, the other hard part about this is that obviously there are a lot of different industries right now going to bat with the government saying, hey, we need some help on this too. So housing isn't the only issue here. So there is some competition in terms of it, but I think there's a lot of confidence in the sense that first and foremost, this is just a cash flow issue. It's not any more complicated than that. It's just a cash flow issue. On top of that, I think there's a pretty strong understanding in terms of the fact that the housing market, that has a tremendous amount to do with how well our economy does. So keeping people in their housing, keeping our mortgage infrastructure in place is a big priority, and not to say it's more important than other facets, but in some ways possibly it has more importance in this level. So it's something that we have a lot of confidence in. It's something that should be resolved in the next couple of weeks, but my job is to help educate you on some of the things that are happening out there, and that is one of the things that we are seeing. Now, obviously, if this doesn't get worked out, then that can cause some major issues, because that's a little bit the infrastructure of our financial mortgage world. But rest assured, nobody is thinking that we can't find resolution on this. As I said, it's a very, very simple cash flow issue. But I did want to kind of bring you into speed on things that I'm staying on top of, just so that you have that information as well. If you have any questions for me on it, absolutely reach out, or on anything else that we've been talking about. I'm happy to try and assist as I can. This may also be a good one for your lender. They probably are smarter than I am on the topic. But then again, maybe not. So that's about it for this evening. On that note, just want to remind everyone, be kind to yourself, be kind to one another, take care of yourself, take care of one another, stay home. If for any reason you can't stay home, make sure you have protocol in place to be incredibly safe. We know that this is going to get worse before it gets better, but we know it's going to get better. And I am so looking forward to getting better with you. And I'm pretty stinking excited about that date. So on that note, have a fantastic evening, and I'll see you tomorrow.